Yes guys, and welcome back guys to a brand new video guys on my channel guys, and yes guys, we are going to be talking about Manchester United's last game that we went and played. Sevilla guys, at home at Old Trafford guys, in the Europa League quarter-final first leg guys, and yes guys, it ended in disappointment. It was a 2-2 draw, and you know what, I was at this game last night, bitterly disappointed just to throw away just like that with 2 own goals. Very disappointed, annoying and frustrating on United's behalf. It's done now, we can't do anything about it, just have to look forwards now, resurrect it now in the second leg of getting through. To be honest with you, I don't think Sevilla were that great last night as well. It's all down to what Manchester United do next week, Thursday, to get over the line and get through to the semi-finals. Come on United, you know what to do here, and let's get the job done in the second leg. It's going to be tough, it's going to be difficult, but we know what to do here in Sevilla in the second leg. But anyway guys, we made 5 changes from last game against Real Betis in the second leg. Talking about the starting 11, so we started with De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez, Malacia, Casemiro, Fernandes, Anthony, Sabitzer, Sancho and Martial. Get into the overall reaction now. 2 late own goals leave Europa League tie evenly poised. We threw away a 2-0 lead to draw 2-2. 2 own goals as well. Still can't beat Sevilla. I can't believe it. I'm lost for words. It's disappointing, annoying and frustrating. Not good enough in the end. The substitutions killed the game. Upset the team. Not good enough. It feels like a loss. Got ourselves to blame. After all that good work, we got what we deserved in the end. A good start for United. We had a lot of possession on the front foot, creating chances. Sabitzer scores for 1-0. A deserved lead as well. United controlling the game well. Sabitzer scores for 2-0. Getting the ball in the right channels, good build-up play, good link-up play, good energy. United being aggressive, playing with width, playing with pace. United making the runs in from behind. Sevilla tried to counter-attack us on the break, defended fantastically well, offensively very good. Sevilla had a better start in the second half, and it was a slow start for United. Sevilla pressing it onto United. Sevilla trying to make United uncomfortable at times. United took the foot off the boil. A massive drop-off from United. United dropped the levels and our standards. We can't get hold of the ball. United started to make mistakes, giving possession away too easily. Ten Hag made substitutions. United only had 1 real good chance. United are lacking the final pass. United didn't have the quality. We went down to 10 men due to head injury. Completely not concentrated and focusing. Sevilla score for 2-1. Malacia own goal. Sevilla score again. 2-2. Maguire own goal. Defending was dreadful. Took our eye off the ball. Appalling game management. Decision making was terrible. Some good individual performances. Onwards and upwards. All to play for in Sevilla now. First half was fantastic, second half was poor. Overall, disappointing performance. Anyway guys, what did I make of the performance? I think overall as a whole, in the end, well, when you look at the result, 2-2, I think it's disappointing to walk away with that result at the end of the day. I think everyone would have had the same thoughts in that game, to be honest with you. You know, we were 2-0 up after 20 minutes. You know, United were absolutely cruising for a good, you know, what was it, a good 70 odd minutes or so, or 65 minutes or something like that in the game. So United were just not troubled, and to go and throw away a 2-0 lead like that, to concede 2 own goals, lucky own goals for Sevilla as well. Sevilla did not look like they were going to score a single goal in that game, so it's down to not concentrating and not focusing. It was appalling game management and terrible decision making from Manchester United that made us throw away this lead to Sevilla as well, because now Sevilla will be thinking, well, we've got a draw at a tough place to go to. We're going home next week, and they'll be thinking it's half time now. We need to finish this job now next week at home. So it's terrible for Manchester United, because it looks so comfortable and we're so dominant and controlled that game for about, you know, what was it, 80 odd minutes, and then to go and throw away that 2-0 lead, and for that, and then they obviously scored 2 goals in like 10 minutes as well. So it's a massive disappointment for Manchester United. I do think it does feel a little bit of a loss. Because you just, you know, you're cruising, you're winning the game, and then you just switch off, and you know, we dropped our standards in the second half, and levels as well, didn't follow the principles, and in the end we drew the game, and I don't think we deserved to draw that yesterday. We definitely deserved to win it, but we've only got ourselves to blame for that, and 2 defensive mistakes happened at the back through not concentrating and focusing. And yeah, we got what we deserved at the end of the day. But getting into the game now, first half kicked off. United started really well in the game, on the front foot. Created the chances earlier on. Tested the goalkeeper earlier on as well. United got the front foot straight from kickoff in a couple of seconds as well. Jadon Sancho gets a disallowed goal, just offside, unfortunate as well. So that could have been easily 1-0 if he was onside. But then United were the much better team in the first half. I thought we were aggressive, took control, dominated that first half, had a lot more possession than them as well. And this was the thing, and I saw it in the Betis game though as well. And when teams come to Old Trafford, any team, or if any team's got that ambition to show that they want to win the game, they'll go to Old Trafford and try and win the game. But they didn't show any ambition to score any goals yesterday, Sevilla. Not one bit whatsoever. All they did was they went to Old Trafford thinking, right, we're going to play with a low block and let's try our best here. Try counter-attack them, try get them on the break, try get them on a mistake or something like that. And we'll try nick something out of this. And the way how they were set out, Sevilla, they were looking to lose that game in the first half, and they were losing 2-0 in the first half. And obviously United just piled on that good pressure. We were aggressive, we showed that desire, the work rate, the determination as well, and the pride as well that we showed in the game. And we really got at them as well, and we showed that hunger as well, and that commitment about ourselves as well. And then, we were creating the chances to bits of scores for 1-0, and then we were controlling the game very well, and we were getting the ball in the right channels, in the right areas as well. It was good build-up play, good link-up play, good energy from Manchester United. We were aggressive, playing with a lot of width, making the runs in from behind, and then Sabitzer scores for 2-0, brilliant as well. But again though, like I just said before, Sevilla were trying to counter-attack us on the break, but I thought United defended fantastically well. I thought, when they tried to catch us on the break, we were aware of that as well. And we were not taking no prisoners. And I thought we were defensively were fantastic. And then I thought offensively we were very good. We were dangerous. Every time we looked going forward, we were a threat. And so the first half was absolutely spot on. It was absolutely fantastic. Dominant, controlled, professional, positive first half performance from Manchester United. Then in the second half, we just dropped off. I think Sevilla had a far better start from Manchester United. We had a slow start. I thought Sevilla, pressed us high up the pitch. They obviously tried to make United uncomfortable at times. United just took the foot off the pedal, just went off the boil a bit as well. And then there was just a massive drop-off on Manchester United. We dropped our levels and standards and our principles in the game, which Ten Hag will not be happy about as well, that we've not followed the game plan as well. And then there was a point in the game where, they were coming at us and we just couldn't get hold of the ball. And I think it was obviously thanks to Casemiro of trying to get hold of that ball as well. And then we were making mistakes as well. We were giving away possession too easily. Ten Hag then makes the substitutions. Those substitutions just pretty much killed the game, and it just upset the team. And there was just no cohesion in the team. We lacked quality. We lacked the final pass, and then things were going wrong for United. Then we needed to probably come out in that second half and kill the tie off with another third goal to kill it off with a third goal. Which we needed as well. Obviously at 2-0 it was okay, but it would have been nice to get another goal to, finish the tie off with a 3-goal lead, taking it to Sevilla next week. And then we didn't have much to do then next week as well. And then obviously then United had that one real good chance on the counter where Anthony hit the crossbar for top corner as well. Keeper was beaten, just didn't go in unfortunately, but I thought we had a decent half chances as well. Weghorst having his back to his goal as well. There was a chance where he should have squared it to Erlanga, could have been easily in for 3-0. But but then he decides to pass it to Malacia. So just wrong decision making from Manchester United, and that would have easily killed off the game. And then, you know, we just lacked that final pass, lacked the quality in front of goal. And then we went down to 10 men. And then this is where it all went wrong for United in the last final 10 minutes of the game. We went down to 10 men, and we had no more substitutions to make, which then forced Casemiro to drop back as a centre-back as well. Casemiro didn't really have a great game either, playing as a CDM though as well, so then he had to drop back, which forced Sabitzer as the creative midfielder to come back as playing as the CDM as well. So we had no creator in the midfield once. You know, Martinez went off, but it all went wrong when Bruno went off though as well at the same time. And then we were just completely not concentrated and focusing. And then Sevilla scored for 2-1. It was a Malacia own goal. Malacia thought that the ball was going to go out wide for a corner. And, you know, Navas just gets a shot off, and just unfortunate to go off Malacia, which is for 2-1. Obviously, you could see that Sevilla Sevilla just showed that a little bit more hunger than them, showed that passion, a bit more determination about them than they thought. Something's on here, you know, we've got one back, let's go and get another. And then to make matters worse, is go and score another one. Maguire, own goal this time. I think that was the worst one out of all of them, you know, because the striker comes on. I don't really think he made a difference. Header onto Maguire. Maguire heads it, had his eyes closed as well, so which made it matters worse. And De Gea just went the wrong way and couldn't get to it. 2-2. So yeah, I thought defending wise we couldn't do anything about it, but at the same time it was dreadful. And then we just took our eye off the ball completely, and appalling game management and decision making was terrible. And but I thought there were some very good individual performances, but bitterly disappointing to walk away with a draw. But onwards and upwards, it's all to play for now in Sevilla. But we've only got ourselves to blame for this, and we have to get ourselves out of this mess next week, Thursday. So big game next week due to injuries and suspensions, but we have to be ready for it. Overall, it looked like United were going to seal a comfortable 2-0 win over Sevilla. In the end, it finished 2-2. It's disappointing, annoying and frustrating. It also doesn't help with the 2 fresh injuries, and now it's all to play for in Sevilla. Yeah, it is all to play for now in Sevilla. Very disappointing to be so comfortable, control and dominate that game at 2-0 up, and we were 2-0 up for a good, 60 odd minutes in that game, and then to throw it away in the final 10 minutes as well. But it all went wrong when the substitutions went off. When Martinez got carried off as well, I do think United could have slowed that down as well. Those 2 players of Sevilla's helped him get off the pitch, but I think that's down to poor leadership from Maguire as well. We could have been better there in that sort of situation. Sevilla wanted to get on with it as well. They were keen to get on with it, Sevilla, and then obviously they pulled one back, and then when they got another one back, they showed a bit more determination, a bit more commitment about themselves, a bit more hunger. We just took our eye off the ball. There was just a drop-off from Manchester United, just dropped the standards, dropped our principles in the game, dropped our levels as well. 2 lucky own goals. Sevilla didn't look like they were going to score. I think we've only got about ourselves to blame for those 2 own goals for them to get back into this tie. We were 2-0 up after 85 minutes in complete control. United took the foot off the boil thinking we were comfortable. It ended 2-2, which is disappointing, but what went wrong? The first one was the substitutions. I have to rip into these substitutions, and everyone will as well. Substitutions that we made was obviously Fernandes, Martial, Sancho and Anthony. They all came off, and obviously Maguire came on for Varane, which was understandable because that was a precaution. But it takes off those other 4 players, brings on Eriksen, Weghorst, Elanga and Palestri. The Eriksen one, Eriksen's just coming back from injury, so you're not going to get much out of Eriksen. He's just going to come in and try and control that midfield. Weghorst came on and made matters worse for Manchester United. He's worse than your gran. Elanga has not been great for a year, and he's not scored in over a year. The last goal that he scored was February in Madrid as well. And Palestri comes on to try and be a little bit more direct and hour play. The substitutions killed the game and they came on too early, and it upset things for Manchester United as well. My second point is it upset the team. They came on too early and it wasn't necessary to bring them on that early enough. Ten Hag thought the tie's done and dusted, let's bring on substitutions now. I don't see anything coming from Sevilla now. At the end of the day, came on too early, should have probably come on like the 70th minute, 75th minute as well. My third point is we're not concentrated and focusing. We're not as well. The 2 own goals was through not concentrated and focusing. Malacia should have put himself in a better position. He thought that ball, that long ball, was going out a goal kick, and it wasn't. Navas got there in a good position and it came off Malacia and it sort of deflected off him and went in the roof of the net for 2-1. And then obviously again, striker heads it. I think it was going wide anyway. De Gea was not going to probably get to it. It was probably not going to be a goal. And then obviously it just takes that massive deflection off Maguire. Maguire heads the ball, closes his eyes as well, so he's not like as if he's guiding it to De Gea as well. So that didn't also help the situation as well. Went off the boil, dropped in our standards, our levels, didn't follow the principles. Game management and decision making as well, terrible, appalling as well from Manchester United. But then in the second half, when everything dropped off, there was no creativity and there was no quality. Even if when it was at 2-1, we didn't look like we were going to score. Even at 2-2, thinking, can we snatch last minute winner? We didn't look like we were going to score again. We've only got by ourselves to blame, and that's where it sort of went wrong. What do we need to do in the quarterfinal second leg in order to advance? United need to go in the game manage the game better. It has to be better decision making from Manchester United. I always say in my videos, decision making, game management is always vital in these sort of games, and that has got to be priority number one going into the quarterfinal in the second leg in advance against Sevilla. Obviously, another one is we're going to have to be able to score that first goal. If that first goal goes against us, we're going to have to go and score 2 goals. Are we going to be able to score in 2 goals against Sevilla? Possibly not. And we don't want it to go to extra time and penalties. We've got another game against Brighton in the semi-final of the FA Cup. Whatever happens in this one, we need to get it over and done with in 90 minutes, because if we go over 90 minutes in this, it's going to completely take it out of us and we'll have absolutely no energy to match Brighton on the weekend. What we have to do in order to advance is we have to score the first goal. We need to stay concentrated and focused. We need to see better game management and better decision making from the players. And we need the creativity and we need the quality. And we have to be able to turn up to a game, we need to perform well for a full 90 minutes and stay focused, stay concentrated, defend well as a team. We've got injuries, we have to deal with it. We've got suspensions, we have to deal with it. That's football. We've got other players to replace those players. We'll have 11 men on the pitch. We have to deal with it. We have to perform well, turn up, go and do what you've got to do in this game against Sevilla. It'll be tough, it'll be difficult. We have to do our job at the end of the day. Who was my man of the match? I thought there were some good, very good performances at the end of the day. I thought De Gea had a good performance. Obviously, didn't really have much to do in the first half, but then in the second half, obviously, could have been better. The goals that we conceded, they were unlucky at the end of the day. I thought Wan-Bissaka had a good game. I thought Varane was good. I thought Martinez had a good game. Malacia was alright, I guess. I thought Casemiro didn't have his best game. Obviously, Fernandez had a good game as well. Obviously, got an assist. Obviously, Anthony was very good. I thought Sabitzer was fantastic, and I thought Sancho was good. Martial was fantastic as well. But the one guy I'm going to give this to is Marcel Sabitzer. Got a brace for Manchester United. He'll feel absolutely deflated after that, after scoring 2 goals and conceding 2 own goals as well. We have to deal with it at the end of the day. How do we beat Sevilla in the quarterfinal second leg? What do we expect from Sevilla in this second leg? Now obviously they're going back home thinking, right, we've got a chance here, it's 2-2, we're back home in front of the home fans in the Europa League second leg. We need to get the first goal and get this job done now. It's half time, we need to get this job done now at home. Sevilla are going to do exactly what Real Betis did, where they're going to come on the front foot in the first 20 minutes. They're going to be on the front foot, they're going to create chances, they're going to be direct, they're going to get in our faces. They're going to show that intent, that intensity, that tempo, that energy. They're going to create the chances. So the first 20 minutes is going to be vital in this game, because they're going to go right at it in the first 20 minutes of this game. But United need to be able to need to win that midfield battle over Sevilla in this game. So we have to get through the first 20 minutes first. We have to be able to, as a team, not only just as a team, but as a unit as well. And a defensive unit, we need to frustrate them defensively, to keep it tight and compact as well. There's going to be a lot of demands from Erik ten Hag for what he wants these guys to do in this second leg as well. But in this second leg, we have to get through the first 20 minutes first, deal with it first. Game management and decision making will be key. Got to stay concentrated and focused. We've got to be able to turn up to a game like this. We're going to have to prepare well for a game like this. It's going to get physical at times. It could be competitive, could become end-to-end as well. So it's going to be a big game, this. So vital to win this game for Manchester United. I do think maybe a 1-0 will sort this out. So, because I think if Sevilla score that first goal, they're going to defend for all that they've got then, and then it's all down to United to, go and blast it out with a 2-1 win. So United need to be able to score that first goal to kill things off against Sevilla. So it's going to be tough, it's going to be difficult, but we're in for a bloody long game against Sevilla. But it's not going to be easy. We have to be ready. We have to be ready. We've got to turn up. We've got to play well for a full 90 minutes, and have to give it everything that we've got as well. But Sevilla, they're an experienced side. They've beaten Man United twice already. They've had a change in managers as well. They're a quality team, got some fantastic players, but they'll give it everything that they've got. I do think they're too inconsistent. They've underperformed. It's been a roller coaster season for them as well. They'll try to be aggressive on the front foot, bring energy, high intensity, high tempo, try to be rampant, ruthless, skillful side, well organised. They'll defend well, make it difficult to play through them. They'll try and frustrate us. Defensively, they'll try and keep it tight and compact. They'll be direct, be physical. They'll make runs in from behind. They'll get in between the lines. They'll cause us problems. They'll like to come forward, take risks, be brave, and play with width as well. But United have got to defend properly. Defensively, we need to be organised, keep it tight and compact. Defensively, frustrate them. Need to be ruthless, relentless, aggressive, high intensity, high tempo, play with energy, create the chances, take your chances. Need to be clinical, get the crosses into the box, drag them out of position, be brave, take risks. Set pieces could come into play. Play with width, get in between the lines, got to close them down, don't let them get back in the game. Don't leave any spaces open. They'll show incredible team spirit, character and fight. Got to do the basics right. Game management and decision making has got to be key. Got to get tight. Don't let them get a shot or sustain attacks. Do the basics. Win your 50-50s. Win your second balls or win your duels. Put them on the back foot. Keep possession. Fullbacks have got to be effective. Force them to make mistakes. Put them under pressure. Don't let their wingers cut back inside. Don't afford to make mistakes. Make the runs in from behind. Don't get pulled out of position. Be explosive and keep Mira and Naziri quiet. Getting to the goals now. First goal, Sancho passed the ball to Casemiro. Casemiro passed the ball to Fernandez. Fernandez puts a great ball through to Sabitzer, and Sabitzer shoots and scores for 1-0. Second goal, De Gea gets the ball to Martial. Martial controls it, turns and runs. Sabitzer times his run perfectly. Martial puts the ball through to Sabitzer, and Sabitzer scores for 2-0. Getting into the stats now. Possession for Man United, it was 54.8%, and for Sevilla, it was 45.2%. Goals for Man United, it was 2, and for Sevilla, it was 2. Total shots for Man United, it was 12, and for Sevilla, it was 13. Shots on target for Man United, it was 5, and for Sevilla, it was 3. Shot accuracy for Man United, it was 41.7%. For Sevilla, it was 23.1%. Shots inside the box for Man United, it was 9, and for Sevilla, it was 9. Shots outside the box for Man United, it was 1, and for Sevilla, it was 6. Total passes for Man United, it was 432 passes, and for Sevilla, it was 341 passes. The pass accuracy for Man United, it was 78.9%, and for Sevilla, it was 56.8%. Getting into the substitutions now, around went off Maguire. Talk about Raphael's performance. Did next to nothing wrong in his 45 minutes before he came off after going down injured towards the end of the half. Fernandez went off for Ericsson. Talking about Bruno's performance. Got the ball rolling with an assist for Marcel Sabitzer's first goal as he excelled again from deep. Ridiculously booked to a handball and suspended for the second leg. Martial went off a Weghorst. Talk about Anthony's performance. His assist for Sabitzer. The second goal was one of the best pieces of play in the United shirt. His first start in almost 3 months and didn't disappoint. Sancho went off for Elanga. Talk about Jaden's performance. Would have had a goal had Anthony released him slightly quicker. Bright in the first half, but faded in the second and made way on the hour. Anthony went off for Palestri. Talk about Anthony's performance. Quietly good form continues. Drew multiple markers in attacks and really unfortunate with an effort. Smacked the crossbar. Next up we've got Sevilla. Sevilla, right. What I need to see from Manchester United is a lot of demands are going to be in play from Manchester United here. This is all or nothing, guys. This is everything to play for now in Sevilla. It's a massive game for Manchester United. This is a massive game for both teams to book ourselves into the semi-finals, either against Juventus or Sporting Lisbon. What United have got to do now is Ten Hag's going to maybe try and look to rotate some of the guys after the weekend against Nottingham Forest. So we need to freshen up that team to bring a bit more energy to the squad. In a game like this, we've seen what's gone wrong in that first game, in this first leg, in the last 10 minutes. My main concern is game management and the decision making from Manchester United. We've got to get that right next week, Thursday. The one thing is about Sevilla, they're going to come out in the first 20 minutes. We're going to want to play. They're going to be on the front foot. They're going to get on top of us. They're going to get in our faces. They're going to play with energy. They're going to play with high intensity, high tempo. They'll try to be rampant. They'll try to be ruthless, aggressive, create the chances. First 20 minutes, they're going to be doing that to us. They'll be creating the chances left, right and centre. In the first 20 minutes, we have to be able to get hold of that midfield, try and keep them out as long as we can. In a game like this, it's all down to who scores that first goal. We have to make sure it goes to Manchester United's way. If that goes to Sevilla's way, it's going to be a big mountain to climb for Manchester United. So we have to be able to come out into this game, control it, dominate it, and when we have possession, we're going to have to be effective as much as we can be. And when we get these chances, we're going to have to take our chances. We're going to have to be clinical in front of goal. This is going to be a massive game. It's a huge encounter. It's a massive game for both teams. Both teams don't want to lose this, so it's all or nothing. We have to give it everything that we've got out there as well. We have to get hold of that midfield, and then we have to be able to keep it defensively tight and compact, frustrate them. We have to be able to get through that first 20 minutes against Sevilla. They're going to come out firing in that first 20 minutes. Their fans are going to be right behind them. The most important thing for Manchester United is we've got to do the same thing. We've got to bring that energy, that intensity, that tempo, the intent, the ruthlessness. We need to show that aggressiveness about us as well. We need to show that aggression, get the ball out wide, be direct a bit more as well in this game. Get hold of that midfield, control and dominate this game. I also need to see from Manchester United is we have to turn up to a game like this. Not only just turn up, we have to perform well for a full 90 minutes. And we need to score that first goal. We score that first goal and it goes Manchester United's way. That's massive in this tie. It just turns everything completely on the head. And then it's down to Sevilla to go and score 2 goals. They did not look like they were going to score last night. They did not look like they were going to score 2 goals. Their 2 goals came from own goals. Worry about ourselves first. Don't worry about them. Worry about ourselves first. Get through this game, win this game, you book yourselves into a semi-final against Juventus or Sporting Lisbon. Stay concentrated, stay focused. We've got to prepare well for a game like this. Game management and decision making is going to be so crucial in a game like this. Do not make any mistakes. Don't make any slip-ups as well. It's all up here. Have to get the right mentality, the right mindset. Prepare well for a game like this. Do not fuck up. This is the time not to fuck up. You fucked up in that first leg. It's lessons learned. I've got full backing from this Manchester United to go and do the job out in Sevilla next week Thursday and to knock these out. They don't deserve to be semi-final after those 2 goals. Go and finish them off next week Thursday. We have to be able to play with courage, intent, conviction and fucking turn up to this as well. Sevilla are scoring 1.4 goals per game. Sevilla conceding 1 goal per game. Sevilla have the 4th worst defence in the league. Sevilla have lost 5 games at home this season as well. They've lost to Barcelona 3-0, Atletico Madrid 2-0, Rayo Vallecano 1-0, Real Sociedad 2-1, Osasuna 3-2 as well. In the Europa League, Sevilla have won 2, drawn 1 and lost 2. They've lost to PSV 2-0 and Fenerbahce 1-0. The players to look out for is Bono, Navas, Tellez, Rekic, Acuna, Bade, Marcal, Ocampos, GD, Lamela, Rakitic, Gay, Torres, Gomez, Corona, Miri, Niziri and Gil. Hope you guys are enjoying the video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and I'll see you guys in a video in the next couple of days. And peace.